Hello, welcome back to Ride TV and welcome to the brand new BMW 3 Series. Now if you're an avid viewer of the channel, you'll know that we took a look at the brand new 3 Series LCI touring a few weeks back, but now I've got my hands on the Saloon, and more so, it's an M340i. So let me show you the differences for the LCI for the M Performance version of the 3 Series. Let's start down at the front end, where it is different but yet still very recognisable as a 3 Series. A lot of this is very similar to the current whole generation 3 Series, the G model. But you've got a slightly redesigned bumper down here. It's slightly more swollen, more pronounced, a little bit more aggressive. This car has got the laser lights as well, so you get the little blue accents underneath the lights, but you get this new shape with the LCI, which looks great. But the difference for the M340 and the M340D is the grille. Now it's still honeycomb, but a bit more of a pronounced honeycomb. The combs, as you were, aren't as small as they were on the previous one. Now they're quite big, large. These are active aero vents as well, so obviously when the engine gets hot, etc, etc, these will open to get cooling in there. But I think the car still is a handsome looking thing. This is one of the best selling cars in the BMW lineup, so they can't get it wrong, and I don't think they have. And I love how the subtle changes just make this an M Performance. So if you were to drive along and see this normally and you didn't know about your cars, you'd be forgiven for thinking this is just a normal 3 Series, but for those who know, you'll know that this has that incredible 3-litre 6-cylinder petrol engine underneath the bonnet. Speaking of which, let's have a quick look at what engines are available on the 3 Series LCI Saloon and Touring. The new 3 Series is offered with 2 diesel engines and 3 petrols, plus 1 hybrid. It is also available with rear-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. As we move alongside the 3 Series Saloon, it's very recognisable. Nothing has really changed on the sides. But the thing is, with the M340i, the M Performance, you get the M door mirrors with the cutout, the one strake here. I think they look great. Do they belong on an M Performance car rather than an M car? Let us know in the comments below. You've got the great large alloy wheels here and the red brake calipers. So I think it looks absolutely fantastic. There's nothing has really changed too much. So, well, it's a 3 Series Saloon. How much can you change? You can't really put big fenders banging out here, huge wheel arches, because they're reserved for the M3. But no, I think it looks absolutely great. And well, let me spin the car around and we'll have a look at the rear end. Around the rear, again, there's not a whole load that has changed from the previous generation. The big difference is the bumper down here. Now, because this car is black, you can't actually see as much of the changes, because this bit here is all gloss black and it wraps up and round, and you can see that far more on a different colour rather than black. It sort of blends in here. But this diffuser here is slightly more aggressive. I mean, it doesn't really diffuse anything, but I think it looks good. And then you've still got the big, large, kind of oval, kind of square exhaust pipes on here, which even with the new particulate filters and all of that stuff to really mute these cars down, I think it still sounds great. That, especially as the petrol, it just sounds absolutely creamy smooth. But all in all, it looks exactly the same, really. You've got the 3D LED wraparound lights here, but all in all, very good looking car. There are some rather significant changes inside, so let's jump into the driver's seat and have a look at those. It is in here where there are even more recognisable changes. When you first jump in, your eye is directly drawn to this large infotainment screen which wraps around. It's the new operating system 8. It's all fully touchscreen. Your Apple CarPlay, your Android Auto is all fully integrated down wireless, so you don't need to plug it in down in the centre. And then your L line is drawn to here. There are no real physical buttons anymore. Now, think what you will about that. It's the way that all these cars are going. Much less buttons, everything is controlled up on the screen. So your climate control is all controlled up here. Your heated seats are all done on here. And, well, I don't really know what to think of it because I've never had to live with a car that's got that on it yet. But we'll see, time will tell. I'm sure I'll be in something with this new system very, very soon. It is, though, design-wise, really nice, really simplistic, really crisp. I like how they've just built this new dash area here to cut in and fit the screens. The new display directly in front of me is really nice. It's really light, and really the graphics are incredible. They're like from a next generation PlayStation or something. Steering wheel's exactly the same, and the general layout of everything else is exactly the same as the 3 Series that came before. Other than down here, you'll notice there's nothing here. There's no stalk here which you use for your gear selector. Instead, it's this small little lever, which I suppose is more simplistic. For me personally, I quite like the lever. I tend to rest my hand on it when I'm driving, etc, etc, but we'll see. Time will tell to see whether this one suits. I might, to be honest, probably get completely used to it within a few yards really after driving one of these, but other than that, everything in here is very familiar BMW, BMW 3 Series, BMW design language, just slightly refreshed, slightly updated with the new screens, etc, the new layout down here, the lack of buttons. But everything else, space-wise, is all exactly as you'd expect. Boot space is still fantastic. If you want to see more of those details, please use the link in the top of the screen to check out my original review on a BMW 3 Series, because all the information is in there. But I got to be honest, I think a 3 Series, especially a 340, a D or an I, is one of the best all-round cars on the market. I think they cover every single basis absolutely perfectly. And I absolutely adore it. I think they've done a really great job with the 3 Series update, the LCI. You always don't really know what to expect with LCI, but I think they've done a really great job with this. And well, we can't again drive this one today because it is just a brand new car. It's literally rolled off the transporter. I've got it here. It's not registered to be used on the UK roads, but as soon as we've got one that's available to drive, I will be going out and seeing if it feels any different to drive than the previous generation 3 Series, which again is a fantastic car to drive. But all in all, I do really like this, and I would love to spend a little bit more time in one just to get to know it and get to know this new system mainly. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel for plenty more content to come. And if you want any more information on the new BMW 3 Series, whether it's a saloon or a touring, please use the links in the description of this video to contact your nearest Rybrook BMW retailer. And I'll see you guys again really soon.